Hi Gemini, I hope you guys are doing great today. Welcome to your general reading for, I'm going to say like the 22nd to the end of the month. Remember guys, these are general messages. Take what resonates, throw out the rest. Hope you guys are doing fantastic today. Also remember the energies could always be flip-flop. Definitely check your rising sign, moon sign, and Venus. And also frankly guys, if you know if your Gemini is in the North Node, this will also be very relevant for you. So, all right, we're going to start by pulling some Lenormand. First, by the way, guys, this is the Lenormand deck I use. A lot of you guys have been asking me. It's by Ciro Marchetti, the Gilded Reverie, the expanded edition. There are different, I have a bunch of different ones. This happens to be my favorite. It shuffles nice. I think the energies are really powerful here. Okay, so we have tree, as above, so below, rooted, healing, compass. Where are you going, Gemini? Where is your true north? Ooh, you're focused on the future. Focus on the future, for sure. All right, let's throw everything down here, pull everything out, and let's see what we have. Okay, so we have Capricorn, Saturn, Capricorn's ruler, Saturn. We have the 5th house. And we have Cancer. Yeah, I definitely feel, I mean, look, because we have as above, so below. This is about roots, safety, foundation. That's very much the 4th house energy. That is Cancer. Yes. Okay. We get the 5th house. Nice. I like we get the 5th house there. Very nice, because we do have the sun entering Leo on the 23rd, and Leo's the landlord of the 5th house of fun, fun, fun. Taurus. Nice. Nice. We like Taurus. Taurus is grounded and having to do with money and having to do, it's ruled by Venus. It's Venusian. It's feeling good about something. Very good. All right, we'll pull the chakra tarot for the Celtic cross, and then we'll bring everything together. So guys, on the 22nd, we do have Mercury in Cancer, sextiling Uranus and Taurus. So just the day to be flexible with plans, ideas, people. You're going to find people a little annoying on the 22nd, right? People are going to seem very erratic and rather unstable to many of you. So just kind of be adaptable to the circumstances, rise above it for the day, and don't make it like a thing. Just check out if anybody's being challenging in your energy field, because then we do have the sun entering Leo in the next day, which is great. You're going to be feeling pushed to shine, have fun, express yourself. Everybody's just going to be feeling rather generous and grand in their gestures, but at the same time, the little caveat is we do want to make sure to keep our ego in check, and that's all of us. It's all of us. The only real challenging part I feel like really is going to be on the 27th. It's going to be a weird day. We have 3 energies. 2 are a little tricky and 1 is a little nicer. So one of them is Mercury in Cancer squaring Mars in Aries. So you're going to have a very short fuse. You're going to feel very impatient or angry quite easily. It might get in the way of you being able to make a good, clear judgment call on something. So just try to avoid any sort of disagreeable conflicts if you can on the 27th, because at the end of the day, you may end up finding your space feeling in a space where you feel rejected or insulted, you know, something like that. So just better to put your body and your mind into something else constructive. Go read a book, go for a run, go do cardio, go whatever, you know, do something else. And then we have Venus and Gemini squaring Neptune and Pisces. You know, these damn squares, they create this tension, right? But this one is going to create this this energy where your sensitivity can easily make you vulnerable to deception and confusion, and your tendency may be to exaggerate with emotional theatrics or to run and hide, you know, one or the other. But people are going to be weird on this day. Things are going to feel very unreal in a way. But we do have Jupiter and Capricorn sextiling Neptune and Pisces, so thank goodness for a sextile being thrown in there. That's going to take the edge off the experience, and you're going to be able to find the positive in the situation. So I do like that. Oh, very nice. Ace of Cups. I like the Ace of Cups, because then on the 30th, we have Mercury Cancer opposing Jupiter and Cap, and Mercury in Cancer trining Neptune and Pisces. So if you're working out any sort of new arrangement having to do with a new job opportunity, a new relationship, things are going to go really positively as long as you stay grounded in reality, grounded in your integrity. Yes, very nice. Because the thing is, guys, in this energy, if you don't, it's going to fizzle out quicker than it came to you. That is the reality. We have the 6 of Cups and we have the 6 of Swords. Okay, Gem, what's going on here? Knight of Coins coming into this. Princess of Cups. Cycles. Well, I get the 10 of coins. I have to tell you, I feel like, I feel like Gemini moons are going to be feeling this reading very strongly. Those gem moons, let me know in the comments below. Just looking at the Lenormand here, because I mean, we have the as above, so below. So really we're talking about I feel. And remember, our moon sign rules how we process our emotions, right? It doesn't matter what your sun sign is, your rising sign. It really does drive what your emotions are. And then second to that would be, you know, your Venus energy. But so we have the tree again, which is all about root safety, as above, so below. This is healing energy, right? You guys know I love, you know, those who've been watching me know that is my favorite concept. It truly is as above, so below. You know, how we feel inside is how we end up showing up in our life. And it's through our internal work and doing that internal shadow work that we end up making the biggest changes in our lives and really understanding ourselves. So I love this for you. Now, the compass energy. Now, remember, guys, Lenormand is a different kind of system than tarot. We have to look at everything. We have to look at light. It's almost like we're assessing artwork. Those of you who've taken like an art history class in college, you want to look at the direction of things. You want to look at all of that. So we do see more sunshine on this side of the card than on that, right? You see that? So this means that there are better days ahead. There is more, their healing is ahead. And then we have the compass energy. And where is the true north? Right? Where is it going? So then we have to look at the next card, because this is direction. This is our direction where we need to go towards healing. This is informed by this. We need to move forward towards our true north in order to find the healing that we're looking for. But look at the needle and the compass, if you guys could see this. Hopefully the ring light's not getting in the way. It's sort of coming up, right? It's not going into the clouds. It's almost going above the clouds. So this is the all underneath our feelings, underneath. So this is almost like this is where our emotions hang out. That's why I'm feeling like, particularly Gemini moons, I feel like I'm going to be feeling this, because you're very focused on healing something, Gemini. You're very focused on moving forward in your life. You're very focused on bringing safety to yourself. You want to throw your roots down once and for all. You really just want to move forward and just really heal, fly, feel the sunshine on your face, all that beautiful stuff. And you are doing it, but there's going to be some conflict. There's going to be some issues that you need resolving underneath this. This isn't the kind of thing, I feel like you've been through something that you can't just drop off at the corner. It doesn't work like that. What do I always say, right? I always say we have to walk with our emotions. We have to validate them and allow them effectively and in a healthy way to slough off of us, right? So there is these issues that need addressing. These issues need to be looked at. So what are you harboring inside of yourself, deep inside, because this is deep, that you need to release in order to actually move forward in the way that's going to allow you to truly feel within yourself that sense of home, that sense of groundedness, that as above, so below. Really bringing that to yourself, you know. And then we have the Taurus energy. Taurus is a beautiful energy that's ruled by Venus. And remember, Venus is about everything that we value. So it has to do with love. It has to do with our self-esteem. How do we feel about being in that situation? How do we feel about being in that career? How do we feel really about being in that relationship? How does it make us feel? How do we make them feel? Am I getting the compensation that I'm really looking for? Or am I just doing this just for the money and I feel dead inside if it has to do with career? You know, and it's really looking at all of these things, really, really looking, because look at this. We got Saturn, and Saturn, this brings a reality check on anything that's been cloaked in conscious or unconscious delusion. So you may feel a level of unfairness in your life right now, but you have to trust that whatever comes up right now is very much meant for your evolution. And it's meant for you to figure out, where do you allow the imbalance, right? Where do you allow the imbalance? Because this is, you know, this is this Cancer energy. Again, it's all about I feel. So it's really time to look at the balance between giving and receiving in your life right now. You know, what do you give? What do you receive? Are you telling yourself any sort of false narratives about this in order to appease the situation? And then we have the fifth house. So listen, fifth house has to do with, okay, let me be very specific with what the fifth house means, because we say it's the house of fun. Yes, it's anything that you do that you get involved with voluntarily, any sort of hobby. This can have to do with your children, any sort of entrepreneurial activity. It also has to do with love affairs, boyfriend-girlfriend relationships, and regardless of what level relationship you're at, what you and your partner do on a Monday through Sunday connection. And you know how we always say the seventh house has to do with relationships, and the fifth house has more to do with love affairs and more casual? Just so you guys know, and I don't want to confuse you here because this is getting a little heavier into the astrology aspect, but your seventh house would be the energy of your first marriage. Your fifth house energy would be the energy of a second marriage. Okay, so this could be those of you who are in, like working on a second marriage, or you're very entrenched and very serious in a relationship that could potentially be in that way. That would very much be speaking to that. Those of you in a space of having your own business, very much an entrepreneurial. Remember, it's because it's our children. So think about children is something, are people that we create, right? And we nurture and cultivate and we grow them. So it's the same idea. Apply that to a business. So this could be something that you're really not seeing, something that you need to heal, having to do with how you handle your business in a very practical and pragmatic way. So let's get into the Celtic cross spread. We're coming into this energy with the Knight of Coins. Okay. So this is a Leo and Virgo energy. So in the recent past, you were feeling very fiery, very connected to a person or a situation. You were making the money that you wanted to make. You were in that relationship that you felt very connected to. You were with somebody who had their act together when it came to money. Somebody you felt a lot of passion with. There was something just very passionate about this connection. Somebody you felt very passionate about being in business with. You were very excited to work with this person, work in this situation. Again, because it's a Knight card, it's a court card, right? The Knights, the Pages, the Princess, the Kings, the Queens, those are all court cards. We have to interpret them as either you, another person, or general energetic influence. So this could have just you been feeling really excited about what you were doing for money. You were making money. You were feeling good and very connected, right? Or even an invitation to go work with somebody coming in, or you meeting a new person, or getting involved in a new relationship. Okay, so we have this Knight of Coins here. Current situation, we have the Ace of Coins that is crossed by the Queen of Coins. Okay, so the Ace of Cups, did I say the Ace of Coins? I meant the Ace of Cups. So the Ace of Cups obviously is the offering of a new relationship or something that speaks to your heart space, right? So this could be a new job offer, making a decision that you're really happy with. And even if you're not acting on it, it's you're in a space of saying, you know what, I'm ready for my heart to be happy in my career, in my educational pursuits, in my relationship, in my marriage, in my family connection, whatever it is. And it's this beautiful new offering for brand new. This is like clean slate stuff. And it's crossed by the Queen of Coins. So the Queen of Coins is a Sagittarius and Capricorn energy. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter. It's about luck and expansion and moving forward with integrity. And it's end Capricorn, so it's quite literally work. So this is literally you working in a way that's going to bring you luck and expansion and forward movement. This is you actively putting in the work and doing what needs to be done in order to move forward. But you just want to address that's because Capricorn was ruled by Saturn, and the astro dice does indicate you got the Saturn energy. So again, this reality check is going to be shined on something that's been cloaked in conscious or unconscious delusion. So I feel like something is going to be very much something's going to be brought to light about this situation. Of the crowning energy, we have the Six of Cups. So a decision needs to be made in relationship. This often indicates a reconciliation with somebody from the past, but you're going to be in a space of needing to decide whether it's worth revisiting or not. Many of you may be just returning to a place where you used to live, connecting with people you used to hang out with, people that you knew once upon a time. For others of you, this can indicate returning to a job, a situation, or an idea for a career that you had once upon a time, a long time ago, that you never actually cultivated, and you were, really kind of getting back into that headspace. For others of you, this can indicate a new connection. And when you meet this new connection, you're going to feel like you've met them before, or you may have actually met them before, where maybe you were never intimate with them, but, maybe they hit you up on Facebook or whatever, you run into them and one of the platforms. It's like, hey, are you so-and-so that I went to elementary school with, or high school or college, or didn't I meet you X amount of years ago, right? So it could be that, but it could also just be this general vibe that you guys are cut from the same cloth, and you feel like you know this person already. So there's going to be this idea of familiarity returning from the past in one way or another. And guys, it doesn't have to be relationships. So I love when I do that and they're like, no, I don't want anything from the past as far as past relationships. Remember what I said. If somebody comes back from the past, you need to make a decision if it's worth revisiting. Because if you decide that it's not worth revisiting, say no thank you. You're an energetic being. You could sit it out. But we do have the Six of Swords energy, which indicates you moving away from something toxic, Gemini. This is the foundation of this. Moving away from something toxic into something that you are identifying as being healthier for you. Or honestly, it could just be, you might not even know where the hell you're going. You just know that you're getting away from the toxicity. You might not know exactly what's in front, but you're moving away. See, and going back to this now, like moving away, because you need to heal. There's a healing element to the Six of Swords. You follow? Swords are air, right? It's Mercury in Aquarius. So Aquarius is an air energy. There's going to be like this communication that's going on where you're recognizing that something is just not good for you. And if you're not able to pull yourself out of it right away, you're at least in a planning phase, because I see you being all about healing and figuring out what's good for you and what's not. But you're going to have this stuff, these clouds underneath that are going to need to be dealt with, some sort of toxicity that's still lingering that you are going to need to deal with. But you're just very focused on Ten of Coins. You're focused on your career. You're focused on you just focus on abundance, Gemini. It doesn't even necessarily have to do with money. It's just feeling connected. You're very focused on healthy communication. The Ten of Coins, by the way, is a marriage card. This does indicate an offer of marriage coming in. So you may be in a space where you're really thinking about your marriage, wanting to offer your hand in marriage, you wanting to be married, or you just thinking about that level of, look, keeping it real, it's honest for everyone, how everyone perceives marriage, but it's this deepening of commitment and connection. Do you know what I mean? And you're just very much in that space. Now, if you don't care at all about relationship, you're very focused on becoming more successful and grounded in your job, feeling like, this is where I belong, really feeling very grounded. And many of you may be feeling a little bit of both, quite honestly, because we have the North Node in you guys right now. There's lots of changes, lots of changes going on. Now, the energy external to you, we have the Four of Coins. So some of you may be dealing with somebody who is, if this has to do with a relationship, somebody who's in a mode of self-protection. It's like they could share themselves with you, but they're very nervous. There's an element of trepidation here for some reason. Now, if you're reconnecting with somebody from the past, obviously, that could have something to do with it, of course. If this has to do with money, this is somebody external from you who's a little stingy with their money. Now, it could be because they're scared, because the world is weird and who knows what tomorrow's going to bring. They have money, but they're afraid to part with it, really, because, again, you don't know what tomorrow's going to bring. So I almost hate to say stingy and miserly, because those are the standard adjectives that are connected with this energy when we're talking about money. But I kind of think this might be a little frustrating to you, because here you are in this Ten of Coins energy and here they are in the Four of Coins. So if you're understanding this as far as connection, you being ready and willing to put everything out on the table and have a full-blown, no walls, nothing, totally put all the honesty and all the yuck and muck out on the table and just have open and honest communication, and you knowing that this person is just not even capable of being fully honest with you because they're just too damn scared or ashamed or whatever it is, that you'll never get that level from them. Or this is you super focused on being abundant and focused on progressing your life forward even in the face of COVID, and somebody being like, oh, but we can't do that, because we don't know. But I feel like this person actually has a lot more money or resources or ability to make money, and so this can be a little frustrating for you. I do feel like that's going to be a thing. We do have your fear is the Wheel of Fortune. Very interesting. This is very interesting to me because when it comes to relationships, this is the deal. This is a crapshoot, right? We don't really know. It's like, it's like playing a game in Vegas, right? It's very, it's destiny driven. There's a lot of karma involved in this as well. It's ruled by Jupiter, but this is the thing. This is like the return of something. So if the bones of something, if the bones were good, this is going to be a very benefic energy. If the bones were not good, it's not going to be a very benefic energy. So I feel like if this is going to be health, there's communication that needs to be had here. I don't mean to cut myself off here. That is what the Wheel of Fortune means. If this has to do with a career, it's a crapshoot. But this is your fear. Your fear is just not knowing. Your fear is not being able to decide, is it the right thing for me or not? Because we need to make a decision here. We need to make a decision here. There are decisions. You know what you know? You know you don't want to be in anything toxic. You know that you want to be focused on abundance. You know that you have a very low threshold right now for anybody who's stingy with their emotions, with their communication, with their money. Gemini, you're just not in a space where you're welcoming that energy. You're just not. It's annoying to you. Even if you understand it, that's the thing. So, you know what I mean? You're having a hard time with the patience part of it. But then we have the Ten of Wands. And the Ten of Wands is just like the card of being overwhelmed. It's the best way of putting it. It became too much. So, and this is the outcome energy here. So this could be you becoming overwhelmed, you dealing with somebody else who is overwhelmed, somebody who is easily overwhelmed. But this is like, gotta put them down. This is like the multitasker energy, doing 50,000 things at once, while also having a lot of emotional things that you're dealing with. For others of you, it's not dealing with any of that at all, and it having to be with, it's just simply like emotional taxing. Something is very emotionally taxing because it's Saturn in Sagittarius, right? So Saturn is about restriction, delay, and all that. And Sagittarius is all about, come on, let's go, let's move forward. And it's like, nope, we can't do that. We can't do that. So now if this has to do with, if you guys are married, or if you're in a very long-standing partnership having to do with like even a business connection, this could certainly indicate you guys getting so busy in the wrong things that you're ignoring the connection that needs nursing here. And not the right things are being paid attention to. So that's just like a little, to be forewarned is to be forearmed by getting that. But this is the end of a cycle where it just has become so taxing that the wands, it's done. So a cycle is done. But keep in mind, this is a minor arcana. Cycles happen all the time in business connections, in career, in relationships. So we're always going through the ebb and flow of changes constantly. But what we have in the near future is the Princess of Cups. And I love this because this indicates a new cycle where there's some sort of information that's going to be coming in. Because the Princess is equivalent to the Page. And the Page announces things, right? So there's going to be this announcement. Now, for some of you, you could be meeting somebody who is a lot of fun, but you want to make sure that their talk matches their talk, as I always say, right? So it can be a little bit of an immature energy if it is a person, but I'm really feeling more inclined to say that there's some sort of information that's going to be coming in. There's going to be some sort of information coming into you, Gemini, an offering. Somebody is going to be offering you a job. Someone's going to be offering their love to you. Someone's going to want to be starting over with you. because it's a page energy or a princess energy, so we have to look at it as like a new cycle. So I feel like there's a history here. I don't feel like this is somebody brand new. I don't, to be honest with you. And this is in the near future. So I feel like the outcome of this energy right now is that there was an ending of a cycle, but in the near future, there's this offering of a cup. Yeah, but this stuff's going to need to be dealt with, because I feel like the clouds here is the toxicity that you're moving away from. And this is what's causing the trepidation in that Wheel of Fortune. And it could have something to do with how this person is not connecting. Maybe you feel like they're not telling you the full truth about something. They're not fully sharing themselves with you. There's like lying through omission. There are things you don't know. It's making you feel super uncomfortable, and it becomes just very taxing for you. Because again, you're very focused on no barriers, none of that. You just want to move it on, move it on. And the thing is here, with the as above, so below, I feel like you're ready to do the work, Gemini. I mean, we have the North Node in you guys. We have Chiron in retrograde right now until December. You're not afraid of looking at the stuff. The good, bad, and the ugly, once and for all. You don't want to have anything cloaked anymore. Which is kind of silly, right? Because there's always something cloaked, because we can't know everything at all times. That would be, you know, beyond what we would be able to comprehend from, you know, within the human condition, right? Understanding that. But meaning you're not afraid to do the shadow work. You're not afraid to dig up, dig in. But I feel like you're dealing with an energy who's just not quite there yet with you. And that's very frustrating. But I feel like them coming in and really wanting to offer something. Okay. So this could even have to do with a business connection for sure. You guys were not in the good place, having to do with work, having to do with career. Maybe you guys weren't business partners. Maybe you guys just work together. But there is this offering that's coming in. So that's what I have for this level of the read. So if you were resonating with this for relationship, do stick around, because now I'm going to pull some more cards. We're going to do some oracles. A few different types of oracles and some tarot for clarification. So we'll do some heart oracles, some island time wellness, my homemade silly little oracles, and we're going to start with the heart oracles, okay? Some love messages on that top row. See what we get for our Gemini friends, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. Let's throw in the North Node energies. Well, you got some poppers. Look inside yourself. Examine what is causing you to feel this way. As above, so below. Yes. Love it when there's synchronicity across readings. Beautiful thing. What do we have here? Transformation. Your relationship with one another is about to deepen. Love conquers and transforms all things. Yep. Nope. Throwing the cards around. You may not always understand why certain things happen. However, there is always a higher purpose to the events in your life. Through turmoil, a blessing will soon be revealed. All positive, Gem. All positive. Let's get a little deeper in the emotional space with the Island Time Wellness. Let's see what we get. Talking. Engagement ring. All right, we had that 10 of coins. Girl talk. Time with some friends. Girl talk, boy talk, you know. Friend talk. So that should just be friend talk. Talk, listen to me. My Queens is coming out. These. Oops, it's going to come out. Weapons down. Let's talk. Oof. Nice. You hold that mirror up to me to show me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. It's either you or you doing that to somebody else. You hold that mirror up to me to show me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. Okay. I'm insanely attracted to you. Oh, well, isn't that just the cat's meow right there? Yes. All right, let's pull the tarot, and then we'll go across that center row as well. Talking about the, excuse me, what's happening with the root chakra is closing. Okay, 6 of coins. Like it? I got your back. You've got mine. And we have the silly 4 of cups energy. Who's dealing with a little bit of an immature energy. Devil. 5 of Wands. The High Priestess. Okay. Yeah, listen, conflict is getting discussed here, you know. Let's see. I mean, we have talking, interested, conversing more. Awaited message arrives. Text, call, email. And we have engagement ring. Engagement, partnership, commitment, eternity, completion, union. Name of girl talk. Time with friends. Moving on. Happily single. Living in the moment. Having fun. Then we have weapons down, let's talk. You hold that mirror up to me to show me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. Yet, somebody's very attracted to somebody here, or to each other. We have the 6 of coins, so I do feel like there is this element within this connection that regardless of whatever's going on, there is this feeling that there's reciprocity, right? Where you have their back, they have yours. There is this feeling like you guys do have this sort of balance in that way. But yet there is this other thing, right? We have the 4 of Cups energy. I call this the checklist card. So I do want to say, first of all, for those of you, even though we have engagement ring here, for those of you who are married or have been living together for a long time, this can indicate an element of boredom that's fixable. But it needs to be tended to, where there needs to be passion infused back into this connection. Somebody needs to do that, right? Because you don't want to end up just being in the connection to be in a connection. Do you know what I mean? That's going to resonate with some of you. Others of you, it's this checklist card, right? It's either you or your partner where you're like, I can't stand when they do this, this, and this. You might be doing this to them. They might be doing this to you, but this completely speaks to this card. You hold up that mirror that shows me the ugly aspects of myself, hoping to change me, but it only makes me resent you. Because the checklist card is, I don't like that you do that, and I don't like that you do that and that. And then perhaps saying it to you, but what we really need to understand here is what's underneath that. Because there's a scar that's left unhealed in either you or them or both of you, maybe more than one scar, that's there. What they're doing is pushing and prompting some sort of fear inside of you that's based from either a past life, your earlier experiences in your family, some sort of past relationship, some sort of past wound or hurt. But this also does indicate somebody maybe not being as ready for a relationship as they actually really think. So they want to be in it, but they're not 100% ready to be vulnerable, raw, and open. You know, and this is something that needs to be looked at. But I do see we have the 6 of Wands, which is all about success and respect. So I do see there being respect here. But the Devil needs addressing. Where is the imbalance here? Who has a drinking problem? Who parties too much? Is there some sort of issue going on with an addiction to food, to sex, to money, to greed, to lust, to anxiety, depression, egotism, fear of abandonment, fear of commitment? These are all imbalances. All of that is the Devil energy. Where is there an imbalance that needs to be looked at because it's getting in the way of this being a really balanced relationship? Without the Devil being addressed, it's very challenging to have a healthy relationship. It really is. It just is. When you have that level of imbalance, it's damaging. It's damaging, right? You have to look at that and you up. And somebody's going to be like, all right, sit down, listen. We have to have a little battle of the wills here. Saturn and Leo. There's going to be ego here because this is the thing. I'm feeling like this person doesn't want to hear it. I wish the Devil was reversed, because the reversal means that the shackles are going to be falling off, that there's going to be communication about this imbalance, but it's in the upright. So somebody's going to be holding fast to that imbalance, whatever it is that's getting in the way. It's going to be battle of the wills. It's going to be like, you know, you're making too big a deal about that. You say do A, B, and C. It's really not that bad. And you're like, yeah, but it actually really bothers me that you do this. And they're like, well, that's your issue. You're so A, B, and C. You're so emotional. You're so whatever. You're so picky. You're so uptight. You're so whatever. Or them saying this to you, again, vice versa, right? But it is this battle of the wills that's going to end up creating some conflict. And then we have the High Priestess, which is a moon energy. And the moon is I feel. So I feel like you're going to be very deeply introspective, Gemini, and you're not going to be talking to anybody about it. You're not. You're going to be thinking about... Again, the moon energy is everything that, I feel, it's everything underneath the surface in private. And I don't sense that you are really going to be sharing with anybody. Now, if this also can mean you and your partner working on your relationship without really talking to anybody. So maybe you guys were in a weird cycle where you ended it. And now you're sort of in secret trying to mend things. You just don't want everybody meddling in your business. So that's going to resonate for some of you. Others of you, you can be in this relationship, right, where all of this is going on and nobody in your life has any idea about it. So you're going through all of this in private. And this energy recommends keep it that way. Don't talk to anybody about your business. Particularly if there's any sort of negativity and you're not sure where it's going to go. Because that ends up, because people can't help it. When they love us, they create allegiances, right? And then isn't it so uncomfortable when we end up working things out with the person? It's like, oh, cool. You hate my partner now. You know what I mean? Whatever it is. Really, the High Priestess is kind of energy, like keep it to yourself. Or if you have a really solid confidant that doesn't judge, a really solid friend, or even maybe a therapist or somebody like that, but certainly not like everybody in your life. So I do see stuff being processed, but I have to tell you, this is the third. Okay, I got this for Leo, this feeling. So if you're dealing with a Leo, who else did I? Was it Virgo? I don't remember who else. One other one, because this is the third time I'm feeling this. Sometimes you just have to make a decision to not make a decision in the moment. Just see where it goes. Because this is a short-lived energy, right? This is only until the end of the month, right? So let's see what ends up coming up for August. But I feel like you're going to be having a lot of conversation, communication. And I feel like it's going in a good direction. I do, but somebody has to have a stronger epiphany moment. A bigger come to Jesus moment here. And I don't feel like it's you, Gem. I just don't. But general message, I could be wrong, it's just, but that's how I'm understanding the energies. Okay, my friends, that is what I have. I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys next time. Until then, bye-bye.